Hello, my name is Patsy, and today I would like to talk about relationships. I'm currently not in a relationship, and I do not consider myself a relationship expert. But I learned some things going through my awakening process about relationships that I sure wish that I had learned sooner. I have been married and divorced twice, and I had two boyfriends since then, one that lasted for 1 year and one that lasted for 5, and neither one of those should have lasted as long as they did. Then I started having purely sexual relationships that ended up lasting for about 2 years apiece. I said I wanted a relationship, but it didn't seem to be coming my way. But as soon as one sexual relationship would stop, another one would, just like it, would show up. These relationships worked for both of us because we both worked a lot and we didn't have to worry about what the other person was doing when we weren't around each other. And we generally didn't see each other a whole lot. So coming from a controlling marriage, this was kind of nice for me. At the time, I was helping my daughter raise her kids after a divorce, and I was working full time in real estate. I have never been into dating, and I've met the men that I was in a relationship with through doing everyday stuff. I made excuses to myself about these relationships. I would tell myself that I don't have time for a relationship, that I'm not where I want to be in life right now, so I'm not ready for a relationship, or that this will just keep me from being lonely for a period of time. I made excuses in my head for these relationships. I said that they were not real relationships and that I would keep an eye out for the real relationship while I was in this other relationship. These relationships served a very small purpose, and it really wasn't about the sex so much. It was mostly about the intimacy, to be next to somebody, to be embraced. As I was going through this process, I had to look at all of my life, especially my relationships. I had to see why I was making the decisions that I was making in my relationships. Why was I accepting relationships that were not conducive to what I would have liked in a relationship? I started to look very closely at my life to see where I was settling or I was going into a pattern, and this included my friendships. I had a tendency to attract much older men into my life, and I considered them just friends, but they would end up wanting more. I had to see why I had established this pattern, and it seems that I was looking for the father type figure that I never had. And these men didn't see me as being their daughter, so I had to release these relationships. I had to look at my women friendships also to see where I was settling in this area. And because they were women, I overlooked a lot of behavior. One of the most important lessons that I learned was that settling for a relationship was choosing that relationship. Even if it was just in your own mind, a sexual relationship, and you were looking for a more meaningful relationship. If you choose just the sexual relationship, that's what you're going to get. You're not going to find the relationship that you really want. So this was a real jaw dropper for me, and to know that I was making my choice when I chose that. And this was real important for me, and I think it's important for all of us to understand that when you choose a specific relationship, that's what you're going to get. When you go through the awakening process, you get to see where you have your patterns and you get to choose anew. Some relationships will fall off and all of them will change because you are changing, and all of the behavioral patterns that are no longer serving you will change also. I am not in a relationship now, but I am learning to be in a better relationship with myself so that I don't lose myself in a relationship trying to please others or stay in a relationship well past its expiration date. I am truly starting to understand what it means to love myself, and I really do love the real me. The real me loves everyone and everything and still has to be in discernment about my relationships. And this is something that I had to learn. So this is where I will stop today. Peace and love to you all. Namaste.